are we sure that we didn't watch like a top 3 or top 4 team lose and give away the game on Saturday night? Right now, current form, Green Bay?
Very possible. Yep. I also can't recall doing a 180 on 2 coaches like this in a span of about a month or 2 months, right? Where it was like, LaFleur doesn't know what he's doing, can't develop Love. It was all Rodgers, and now LaFleur turned out to be one of the best coaches in the league. Look at the game plan. Look at how they score every first drive. Look at that turnaround. Then you have Shanahan, who is just so conservative. It's infuriating what he's doing. Now I'm glad we talked about that on Friday's show. They finally win a game when they're down in the fourth quarter. He comes back, but what he did before halftime is inexcusable, unacceptable, and he continues to do it. You have the most talent in the league. Stop playing like you're trying to win games 17-14 and like you have a rookie quarterback and no talent. You should be the most aggressive coach in the league, and it's the exact opposite. And he plays scared and coaches scared. And he did it in the Super Bowl. He did it a couple years ago in the NFC title game.
He did it in the regular season against Seattle.
Yep. He punted from midfield against the Rams in the NFC title game,
That's
4th
right.
and 1.
Yeah.
What he did against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
So,
this guy, but it's baffling how Shanahan coaches games sometimes.
Here's the deal, Paulie. Last week, we just ranked the best 8 remaining coaches in order, in our opinion. We each had Shanahan number 2. We love him as an offensive mind and as a play caller. I mean, it just pops off the page when you watch his teams play. But you just ran it down beautifully, right? All of that has to factor in time management, game management. He deserves like major check marks or demerits, I guess. And so he's got to get knocked for that. I'm sorry. I mean, that was completely inexplicable what he did and how they operated before halftime. And then people were trying to defend it by saying he's playing for the field goal, guys, because he doesn't want Green Bay to get the ball back. Knock it off. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
They completely butchered that before halftime.
Yeah. Well, guess who defended it? Greg Olson again. Greg Olson. Oh, he's doing the right thing here. There's 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
What are you talking about if Green Bay gets the ball? There's 30 seconds, and they're going to be pinned. They're just going to take a knee.
No, he blew the end of that game, the end of the half, like Green Bay blew that game over and over and over again. I mean, 6 trips inside the 25-yard line compared to 1 for San Francisco the entire game. How about the 4th and short? We don't get the overhead view. No challenge by LaFleur. I thought that Love in this, whatever. I mean, I thought Love got it on the first down. I thought it was a really, really bad spot. They never re-examined that. Also, that tush-push. I mean, it was just... Here's another thing, too, that you said about LaFleur. He really did turn it on in the second half of the season. However, why did Aaron Jones not have 25, 28, 30 carries in that game? He was blistering. That's the one way, as you can see that game unfolding, it's very difficult to throw against this defense. Like Jared Goff, to me, the Lions' game plan is going to have to be, this is going to be Montgomery and Gibbs more than anything else on Sunday. Goff could be in a little bit of trouble. As Love was, that was the worst game Love played in months. And yet you have Aaron Jones, who is just killing this team every time he touches the ball. He had 18 carries.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong. Guys, 25, I get it. This is not the 90s, but who cares? When he's that hot, keep feeding him the football.
I love this sport. The games were fantastic this weekend, but there is just too much of these offensive coordinators who are pass happy, and they just get away from the run. Johnson did it. Canales was terrible yesterday. Yeah. White was working. Pass.
White was working.
It's too much of this. And I thought Barnwell nailed it too, to put the bow on the Shanahan thing. He's so scared of the other team getting 3 that he's cutting off his chances of scoring 7.
7, yeah.
They are at the 40-yard line with 3:19 left and 3 timeouts. They're at midfield with 90 seconds. And 3 timeouts.
That's ridiculous.
And that's how you approach that?
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, it's raining, and you got a kicker with the yips. And you settle for a long field goal. Blocked. Come on, Shanahan.
Yep. And that's another thing, too, right? Green Bay, 31st in special teams. They had the blocked field goal. They had the kickoff return for a huge run that set up a score.
Might have been the best fumble recovery of all time, too. I mean, the guy is running hauling ass in the rain.
At that speed?
And the jump on it? Yeah, by Wilson? Yeah.
But then guess what happened? Of course, Anders bleeping Carlson goes out there and shanks a 41-yarder to go up by 7 points. I have more on that coming up a little bit later on in the show. And we've been saying this for I don't know how long on this show. How do you come back with that guy? I know he's a rookie kicker and he can maybe get better in a second year. he cost them several games this year.
Now, that's where it's a bad job by LaFleur, though. And Tom Rinaldi had it in the fourth quarter. The head coach says, I pray.
Yeah.
When he walks out there, I just pray. How about you go get a different kicker?
How about that idea?
And now they're just going to bring him back. Well, we'll get it straightened out. Oh, come on now. I mean, he's a liability. He's a reason you could have gone to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
And it was over and over and over again. He missed big kicks, extra points, everything, and he was unreliable. And here he comes with a chance to take a big lead and go up 7 in a nice... Nope.
Where are you at with Purdy? Should have had a pick 6 in that game.
Yep,
Another
Savage,
killer for Green Bay.
Savage dropped the pick 6. I'm okay with it. As long as it doesn't rain. He has issues in the rain.
Great pass to Kittle for the first touchdown.
Yep.
And also, like on the couple of the biggest drives of the entire season, I thought the guy was damn good.
You got to have Debo back. What
Debo
means to this team and this offense, number one. But also Purdy, again, they were letting you dump it down and check it down, and he wouldn't take it. Even when they had 3rd and 10 from the Green Bay 40, down 4, he took a shot down the field. And McCaffrey's wide open. I mean, at least you could kick a field goal in that situation. And he just, they didn't do it there either. But, I know it's a lot of pressure on him. And we'll see what he does moving forward. But I think he'll have a big game against Detroit. But he's got to have Samuel back. But you also just see Shanahan is also too conservative, like he doesn't believe in him either.